Things elude our attention, stories are yet to be discovered, truths are rarely obscured. You are introduced to the secret of
Virginia Giuffre's life is a story of survival. It's a story of abuse, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of justice. Thrust into the spotlight for her allegations against powerful figures like Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew, Giuffre's journey has been marked by trauma and public scrutiny. Born in 1983, Giuffre's early life was troubled. She faced difficult family circumstances and yearned for stability. At the tender age of 16, she was introduced to Ghislaine Maxwell, a woman who would forever alter the course of her life. Maxwell, a close associate of the notorious financier Jeffrey Epstein, presented herself as a mentor, offering Giuffre a chance for a better life. Little did Giuffre know that she was being lured into a dark and dangerous world, a world where powerful men exploited vulnerable young women with impunity, a world where silence was enforced and speaking out seemed impossible. Giuffre's story is a stark reminder that predators often operate in plain sight, hiding behind wealth, influence, and connections. It's a reminder that even the most vulnerable among us deserve to be heard and believed. Under the guise of a masseuse, Giuffre was introduced to Epstein's opulent world. Epstein's mansions, private jets, and influential friends painted a picture of glamour and sophistication. However, this facade hid a sinister reality. Giuffre alleges that she was sexually abused by Epstein at his various properties, including his palatial mansion in Palm Beach, Florida, his sprawling ranch in New Mexico, and his private island Little St. James in the U.S. Virgin Islands. She was just 16 years old when the alleged abuse began. Epstein's alleged abuse, Giuffre claims, was not limited to physical acts. She describes a system of manipulation and control where she was groomed to cater to Epstein's desires and those of his powerful friends. Among the powerful figures Giuffre accuses of sexual abuse is Prince Andrew, Duke of York, the second son of Queen Elizabeth II. Giuffre alleges that she was forced to have sex with Prince Andrew on 3 separate occasions in 2001, when she was 17 years old. The alleged encounters, Giuffre claims, took place at Maxwell's London townhouse, at Epstein's New York City mansion, and on Little St. James. Giuffre's allegations against Prince Andrew sent shockwaves through the British monarchy and sparked international outrage. Prince Andrew has vehemently denied Giuffre's allegations, but the scandal has tarnished his reputation and forced him to step back from royal duties. The allegations have also raised uncomfortable questions about the power dynamics at play and the role of privilege in shielding abusers from accountability. Section 4. Seeking Justice, Giuffre's Legal Battles. In 2008, Epstein pleaded guilty to state charges of soliciting a minor for prostitution and served 13 months in jail. However, Giuffre's fight for justice didn't end there. In 2019, after Epstein's death in prison, Giuffre filed a defamation lawsuit against Alan Dershowitz, a prominent Harvard law professor and former Epstein attorney. Giuffre accused Dershowitz of being one of the men Epstein directed her to have sex with, a claim Dershowitz vehemently denied. The lawsuit was eventually settled out of court in 2022, with both sides agreeing to drop their claims. Giuffre's most high-profile legal battle was against Prince Andrew. In 2021, she filed a civil lawsuit against him in New York, alleging sexual assault and battery. The lawsuit sent shockwaves through Buckingham Palace and dominated headlines worldwide. Section 5. Epstein's downfall, legal troubles, and a shocking end. Jeffrey Epstein, the man at the center of the scandal, was a shadowy figure whose wealth and connections allowed him to operate with impunity for years. His opulent lifestyle and association with high-profile individuals masked a dark secret. He was a sexual predator who preyed on vulnerable young women. In 2005, police in Palm Beach, Florida began investigating allegations that Epstein had sexually abused underage girls. The investigation led to a federal indictment in 2007, charging Epstein with multiple counts of sex trafficking and conspiracy. In a controversial plea deal, Epstein pleaded guilty to lesser state charges in 2008 and served 13 months in jail. However, his legal troubles were far from over. In 2019, he was arrested again on federal sex trafficking charges in New York. Section 6. Ghislaine Maxwell, the accomplice. Ghislaine Maxwell, the daughter of the late British media tycoon Robert Maxwell, played a pivotal role in Epstein's alleged sex trafficking operation. Giuffre and other alleged victims have described Maxwell as Epstein's madam, accusing her of recruiting and grooming underage girls for him to abuse. Maxwell, who had a close relationship with Epstein for several years, has denied any involvement in his crimes. However, her attempts to distance herself from Epstein were unsuccessful. In 2020, she was arrested by the FBI and charged with multiple counts related to sex trafficking. Maxwell's trial in late 2021 captivated the world, shedding light on the inner workings of Epstein's alleged sex trafficking ring and the role Maxwell played in it. The jury found Maxwell guilty on 5 of the 6 counts against her, including sex trafficking of a minor.